Hello, hello! My name is Callista, and welcome back to Pillars of Eternity. In the last episode, we defeated the ghosts defending the White Forge, and we freed their souls. We returned them to the wheel. Hopefully, they will be able to find new lives in time. Now, you may notice this down here. When I loaded into the game, there was a little pop-up saying, A, you've completed the DLC. To continue with part 2, rest anywhere outside of the White March, which I'm very grateful for that. I'm very grateful for that message because I was rather confused as to how we started part 2. I knew this was a DLC in 2 halves, and I was just thinking, like, how do we start part 2? So I'm very grateful that the game clued me into that.
By the time you stepped out of Durgan's battery and into the new snow outside, word had already spread of strange lights rising from the fortress and energy crackling in the sky. The survivors of Stalwart flocked to Durgan's battery, their steps hastened by the promise of peace and prosperity at last. They mended their walls, gathered their strength, and prepared their town for the new opportunities that were sure to come. And with the voices of Durgan's battery silent at last, none heard the distant groan of something stirring among the peaks, as massive and relentless as an avalanche.
Oh my god, that's cool. Oh my god, that's cool. Okay, let's jump across. You leap, and for a dizzying moment, the ground below flashes past, and then you are across the gap and upon the second tower. Let's head on down. I wonder, is there anyone actually dicking about over here? Oh, excuse you. Excuse you.
Poison.
Also, you need your bow. You need your bow.
Sure.
Back it up. There we go. Everyone, we're killing Lagufa. And Ice Blight, apparently.
Mama taught me.
I was saying something, and you all distracted me. God damn, this is going to annoy me now. What was I saying? Ooh. Okay, so we've caused the blinded affliction 13 times. We can kill 13 humans or kill 65 enemies. Got it. Shadows ooze and pool around you, filling your mind with memories of furtive expeditions and clandestine meetings and the traffic of secrets. You hear the whispers of the men and women who snuck, struck, and survived by the power of this weapon. An apprentice smith of the Pargrin was cleaning out the forge room when he saw something glowing in the slag heap. He told his master about it, but the older smith waved him off, assuring the young man that it was merely a hot stone. Undeterred, the apprentice took the glowing stone before carting the rest of the slag away. He kept it in his pocket for the next several days, but the strange glow didn't abate. He snuck into the smithy at night to begin working on the piece. Yet he couldn't bring himself to hammer the glowing ore into a blade. Instead, he fashioned a mace. Okay, cool. Very cool. God, I can't remember what I was saying. Curse you, Lagufa. Curse you for doing this to me. That last line. Oh, they couldn't hear something stirring. I was concerned because we never found any sign of the invaders. We never found any sign of them or why they did this. And my thought was, well, shit, was it the White Forge? I'm just going in because I want to see if there are people inside. I'm sorry. Yeah, my thought was all of this because the White Forge and something was like, yeah, I don't approve of this. And now that we've got it started up, are they going to come back? This is going to be bad. It's gonna be bad. I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones. Okay. Well, let's find... Okay, so we have down here. Run, people. Yeah, that's not a, Yeah, there's no way out that way. It's down here or bust. Okay. So we could return to Cadnua, sleep up. Yeah, we have this. I presume this will trigger in Act 2, in Part 2, because we haven't seen Hide in a Hair of the Abbey of the Fallen Moon. And then these are all... Yeah, these are all different things. We do have this one. Do I want... I don't. I want to fight the dragon. I want to fight the dragon, but I worry that that's dumb. Well, it's going to be dumb no matter what. But I worry that it's really dumb. Yep. Hurry on down. I'll see what's going on in the village. I hope they're excited. I hope they're happy. Because their doom is coming. Their doom is coming. Let them enjoy what they have for just a wee while longer. Told you the White Forge was in there. Now you owe me. Shh, look, that's the woman who found it. Hey, we've earned their respect, which will hopefully make up for the fact that we killed all their woodcutters. Now then, let's take a look in here. Yeah, we have these. Don't mind if I do. Yes, I am going to steal whilst the place is empty. I can, therefore I will. The tattered net appears to have been set aside for mending. These roasting fish provide much of the pungent odour permeating the fishery. The dead eyes of the speckleback, iron-tooth pike, and frost diver fish gaze up at you, and then... Hello, Ardra bracelet. This bracelet is comprised of many small interwoven beads and is held together by a fine silver clasp. Together the beads form a stylized image of mountain peaks. Ooh. You reach into the barrel and find a bracelet. A thick aura of essence clings to it, fresh with memory. You feel yourself drawn into it. In the memory, you stride into the fishery. The floors are swept clean, but the wood is still splotched with snowmelt and fish guts. A man hunkers in the corner, his head nodding forward as if in sleep. He looks up drowsily as you approach. It's Grinder. His face is youthful but sallow, and his hair hangs in stringy locks. You feel a pang of anger and pity at your brother's debauchery.
Arda.
His voice is little more than a croak.
It's past midnight.
Your throat feels tight. Grinder wipes his nose, then examines the mingled blood and powder on the back of his hand. He shrugs. Your fingers clench around coarse, thick fabric, your father's best wool cloak tucked under your arm.
Go! To raid Ceres, or Defiance Bay, or fucking Air Glonfath, I don't care!
You hurl it at the ingrate huddled on the floor. He picks up the cloak and looks at it with the same sort of dull wonder. He wipes his nose on the lining. A sudden rush of fury leaves your limbs weak and raw.
I'll tell them. Mayor Sina healed. The neighbors, everyone.
You force the words through your teeth.
About what?
He mumbles, churning his words from a morose of snot and saliva.
The stealing. You think I haven't noticed the money missing from the fishery coffers? Or heard Tana talk about losing a golden duke?
You whisper, afraid even now that someone will overhear you and the words scorch your throat.
You can't be found when there's work to do, but every time those merchant wagons roll into town, you've got coin enough for a few bags of ripple sponge.
No, it's not.
Grinder blinks back at you. He rubs his red-rimmed eyes. Your own grow warm and blurry.
Stalwart tolerates your sponge habit, but they won't abide your thieving.
You touch your bracelet, a gift from Mother, plucking at the beads.
You won't.
He rises, steadier on his feet than you would have thought.
I will.
You stride towards him. I wouldn't have shamed Mother and Father while they was living, but I won't let this keep up. Your anger swallows the last of your pity. Anger at him for putting you in this position, for doubting your resolve, for failing to see. You're close enough to smell his stale, sour breath when he pushes you. You fall, watching his widening eyes and the ceiling spinning into your vision. Isn't this just like him? Grinder with his fool tantrums, never thinking of anybody but himself, and now you're going to be nursing a headache for a week. Just goes to show you can't help some people. But you remember him too, your baby brother, running through the snow, slipping, falling on ice, and you're slipping, falling, and there's a table behind you, but it shouldn't. The memory ends abruptly, jolting you back into the present with your heart hammering and your palms sweating. The fishery door creaks open, and in walks Grinder, staring at you, and the bracelet, in surprise and outrage. His face drains of colour.
You take shelter in our village and then ransack it like a common thief? You'd better explain yourself.
His voice shakes, as do his wide, squared shoulders. Easy, Grinder. Ximena wouldn't do a thing like that. Vergolder gives you a reassuring nod. Thanks. I was just looking around. Galvino told me you were a ripple sponge addict. Seems you're much more than that. You're the one with explaining to do. Oh. How do we want to play this? How do we want to... I don't... Ximena doesn't give a shit that he's an addict. He can tell we weren't just looking around because we're holding the bracelet. So I think it has to be number 3. You're the one with explaining to do.
What's that supposed to mean?
His face flushes crimson. Arda didn't fall through the ice. You killed her, right in this room. He opens his mouth to reply, but the words catch in his throat. The guard next to him stares at the bracelet, recognition turning to horror. Zawa's jaw hangs, awestruck. Such a brilliant shade of agony. What fortune we are blessed with today. Quickly, what can we do to sharpen the pain? Dude, that's fucked up!
It was an accident. I was a failure and a wretch then. But I never would have killed anyone. Least of all my own kin.
He turns his gaze down, offering his apology to his own clenched fist. I mean, it was an accident. I don't think he intended to kill his sister. It was just like, oh no, you wouldn't push. Dude, like, he just wanted to get into like a pushing match with her. But he didn't. I think because he was high, he underestimated his own strength. And so rather than a little like, bap, it was like a full-on boom. And she goes flying backwards, smacks her head into a table. And I mean, the head is like a nasty fall is like, you'd think like, oh, they've just fallen. But like, if you hit your head in the wrong place, you're fucked. You're done. You're done. You're down. You're out. He might have even intended to, like, push her onto the floor, but I don't think he ever intended to kill her. What do you mean, say nothing, listen? How can you expect me to believe something like that? Of course you'd say that. Anyone in your position would. Ooh. Number 4 is very judgmental. And I don't like it, not for this situation. I think just probing him to say more. What do you mean?
I gave her body to the lake, but I kept her bracelet to remember the cost of my own weakness.
He loosens his hands and stares at the emptiness in his leathery palms. He looks from Grinda back to you, wringing the handle of his weapon.
I ain't asking for forgiveness. I know I don't deserve any. My penance is my work on behalf of the village. And they need it, truly. You've seen the shape this place is in. Have mercy on Stalwart, if not on me. Let me do the work Arda would have done. That's my debt to Stalwart, and the only fitting way to honor my sister.
He looks up at you, his eyes bright and clear. Toss him the bracelet. Very well. Here, take the bracelet. Resolve 16, that's not for you to decide. You owe it to Arda and to Stalwart to tell the truth about her death. Perception 15, look at yourself. Keeping the secret has taken its toll on you. Do you really want to feel this way? Pay me and the bracelet is all yours. No, you can't get away with this attack. I'd rather end you now. Oh... I don't think she really gives a shit about whether or not he tells people the truth. I'm umming and ahhing over whether we say, like, pay me. Because, again, the whole reason why we're here is because we want an army. We want people to defend Cadnua. And if this guy was alone, blackmail all the way, but he's not. He's got a posse with him. And my thought is that if we just give him the bracelet, say, here you go, do what you can for Stalwart, that makes us look really good. It makes us look super benevolent. Yeah, I think just, if he were alone, blackmail, but he's not. We don't want the town, because they're going to see this. And they're probably going to tell people, oh yeah, I witnessed her blackmail someone. I'm not going to say the circumstances, but I witnessed her doing blackmail. And that is a voice of dissent. We don't want voices of dissent. We want everyone going, oh yeah, Ximena, she's lovely. She's great. Oh, she's got this issue with her home. We're going to go help her out with that. We don't want these people talking, being like, oh no, she's secretly up to shady shit. She'd be doing blackmail. She's been doing blackmail. So yeah, it is more beneficial for us to just say, here you go. Very well. Here, take the bracelet. He snatches it out of the air and looks at it in wonder and sorrow. Finally, he tucks it into his pocket.
Thank you. Stalwart may not know what you've done for them tonight, but they'll hear of your honor.
And he paid us! We didn't need to blackmail him to get the blackmail money. I'll take that. Thank you kindly. Oh, to the waterline added. The quest expires in 3 days. Hello. A diving helmet. A Rawatai merchant ship was sunk by Adiran pirates off the eastern coast of Red Ceres. Before the ship collapsed into the waves, the pirates made off with a variety of precious treasures, many of which were experimental animancy implements or nautical devices intended for Defiance Bay and Spirento. The concerned would-be recipients of the cargo are discreetly inquiring about potential value. They hope to recover the shipment before the pirates learn the value of what they've taken. Okay. So we're looking for someone... My thought is that it's a Rawatai merchant ship, but I kind of need Kana. Again, I think Sagani. She's a tracker. She's a tracker. Because here's what we're gonna do. Before I forget, I'm gonna go get that S-Doc. I'm not leaving here without it. I'm thinking, yeah, everything's fine. I had a moment then I was like, oh, no, everything is fine. I want to check in with the mayor. I want to check in with the mayor and see if she has anything to say about the White Forge, but I'm also concerned that she'll have stuff to say about Harmka. We can dodge the question, it's fine. It's fine.
Been 200 years since folks set foot in Durgan's Battery. Now you've cracked the place wide open, and with quite the display.
Stalwart major positive.
Thanks to your help, we just might pull through. You've done a lot.
She shakes your hand. And here, I've been saving these. Some of the last gems we recovered before we had to close the mines. With any luck, we'll have them open again soon. She gives you a small pouch, gemstones twinkle inside. I'm glad I could help. So what happens now for Stalwart? Let's discuss something else. So, what happens now for Stalwart? Now it's up to us to use this opportunity to pull ourselves back together. She folds her arms. She frowns. I'm still not pleased about having Bergen's clan a stone's throw from our gates, but I'll have to hope that your deal with her holds. But the best news is Taina. Used to say she'd forgotten more about mining than the rest of us ever knew, but she's starting to remember it. Oh, shit! She lowers her voice. To be honest, I didn't really think anyone could open the battery. It just gave folks something to hope for. But I'm starting to hope. The White Forge could turn things around for us if we're able to make use of it before some Deerwood noble stakes a claim out here. I'm glad I could help. So are we, but I'm hoping you'll make use of the White Forge too, if you haven't already. She nods at you. After all, it doesn't get much better than Durgan steel. If you can forge some into your existing gear, you'll have a powerful set of equipment in your hands. Let's discuss something else.
What's on your mind?
A farewell. Okay, I'm glad I checked. I'm glad I checked.
Seems I was wrong about you. Most of these adventurers come for gold and glory and leave us with a new heap of trouble. You've been different.
Excellent. Farewell. And you know what? Let's go check in with Tana. Let's go check in with her. So this is because we read her soul, and she got Zenovi's pep. She's now doing much better. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad about that. That's wonderful. You're right.
Haven't felt this fresh in decades. Need to ask what Hafrick's been putting in the ale.
She laughs. Oh, lovely, lovely. I'm so happy. I was so nervous about that. I was so nervous about awakening someone, but that really was like the best possible outcome. We got the information and she's been affected, but in a positive way.
So, if our watcher hadn't come along, you would have let those drunks carve you a new nose.
I was softening them up.
When trouble boils over, it's boots or blade, Aloth.
I was sure you'd consider booze an acceptable option.
Oh my god, it feels weird to think about that, our first meeting with Aloth. It seems so long ago, and also like it was just yesterday. Oh my god, it's such a strange feeling. Such a strange feeling. Hello. Is that a hat? That's quite a good looking hat. So, you really found the White Forge, huh? He shakes his head in wonder. Hardly believed it at first, but I've never seen Renengild so giddy about anything. He cracks a crooked grin. Hey, we got more ale. Least I can do is treat you to another round. Here's to the saviour of Stalwart. He raises a mug to you, and a cheer erupts around the room. The other patrons hoot and whistle, clanking their mugs against the tables. After a few moments, everyone returns to their drinks, and Hafrick turns back to you. I'd like to hire on some help. Yep. I don't need, let's see. Who can we get rid of? I'm thinking, you know, just then again, we've actually completed your quest, so. There we go. Okay, come on. I'll level you up later. And I probably should rest, but I won't. I won't. I know me. I can rest at Cadnu or it's right. Okay. Let's go grab that S-stop and then we can leave. I'm pretty sure I don't think I want to risk taking on the dragon just yet. I'm not gonna lie, I think I'm gonna wait until I'm done with the second part of the White March, and then I'll take on the dragon. Considering how big and how tough it is, I would much rather be safe than sorry. So we'll just leave it alone for right now, and then once I'm done with the DLC, I'll come back and I'll take it on. And that's another thought. Now that I've upgraded my mechanics...
Easy does it.
There we go.
Consider it done.
Come on. Hey, get in there.
This calls for a subtle touch.
Well, don't mind if I do. Thank you kindly. Okay, let's get up there. Come along, my son. Come along, my fish son. Okay, now, Kana, you use S-Stocks.
Following your
So you
lead.
can do the thing. Behind a frigid curtain of water is an alcove, its walls flecked with ice. In the middle you see a rough stone pedestal, also glazed with ice from the falls. A cruciform hilt and a tapered blade protrude from the pedestal. Judging from the size of the hilt and the apparent length of the blade, you infer that it is an S-stock. We will examine the area. The alcove and the stone pedestal are little more than dilapidated ruins. Ice pries cracks in the stone and coats the slip floor. The S-stock, what little of it you can see, appears to be in better condition. It seems odd that anyone would leave it here. However, as you get close to it, you hear what sounds like the screams and shouts of tormented souls. We'll move in. Who will go? Kana. Kana crosses under the falls, gasping beneath the cold water. Shivering breaths echo in the small chamber. Patterns of falling water flicker across the blade as Kana approaches it. Kana grips the hilt. Oh. The hate, fear, and violence of a dozen mad, gibbering voices fill Kana's mind. Kana shudders through a wave of mental pain, struggling to hold the voices back. Grunts and cries of agony ring through the tiny space. We'll keep holding on. Kana maintains a tight grip on the sword, arms shaking with effort. Eventually, Kana regains a measure of focus through the clamouring voices. Oh. Okay. Yet, just as Kana's breathing steadies and the cacophony subsides, something pulls Kana's arms forward. It suddenly looks as if Kana is holding a heavy and painful burden. Kana could probably pull the S-stock free, but it will be taxing without careful effort. Okay, well, let's inspect the blade. Oh. The blade is of a fine, sturdy steel. Peering closer, Kana sees a part of a poem written along the blade. "'Tis a traitor's fate to sleep and never rest, while knowledge of his deed stays lodged within his breast. But earnest penance heals the sorrowful man, and worthy actions stay the executioner's hand." Okay. Well, we will use our intellect, brace against the pedestal to pull the S-stock out. Kana climbs on top of the pedestal and adopts a wide stance for better leverage. We will draw the S-stock. After working at the S-stock, Kana is able to pull it free without too much difficulty. Yet when Kana tries to release the weapon, it remains stuck in Kana's fingers. Something within the weapon grasps at Kana's soul, binding to it. Some kind of writing glows from the blade. The fact that it said, "Who do you want to pull this thing out?" I was like, I don't trust this. I don't trust this. Decipher the first verse of the poem. Okay, this S-stock has a smooth, sturdy blade that tapers to a needle-sharp point. The groans of a dozen tortured souls ring from the metal, binding the weapon to the hand of its wielder for so long as the curse persists. A few verses are etched into the blade. "'Tis a traitor's fate to sleep and never rest, whilst knowledge of his deed stays lodged within his breast. But earnest penance heals the sorrowful man, but worthy actions stay the executioner's hand." A new verse appeared when the blade was drawn from the pedestal. It reads, "Seek the whirling agent made of copper, ardra stone. Awaken first your essence so that you may atone. Where was our essence awakened? Where was our essence awakened? I'm thinking, okay. Okay.
Yeah?
I have thoughts. I have thoughts. Where's that gone? I swear that. Oh, there we go. The Grey Sleeper. Yeah, I think this is the first step. I'm thinking we need to go to the place where our essence was first awakened. Okay. So let's head out to Deerwood. Oh, there goes my timer. There goes my timer. So I will return to Cadnua. It's been a while, but we're back. We'll rest up, which will cause the second half of whatchamacallit to trigger. Oh!
I must say, I'm impressed.
Thank you. Gaffol the Drunkard, a local inebriate, has wandered onto the stronghold grounds. He is asking for help with his Dickhead! Excuse you? I'll deal with him. I'll deal with him in the next episode. So until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. A special thanks to my channel members, such as SM2K, Christopher K. Davis, CGG, and Kevin Bicknell. I've been Kallista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.